Welcome back, everybody, to Los Fieles Podcast. It's Alvaro and Luis. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's get it going, man. Well, first and foremost, Michael King is back. He's back. The King is back, and I gotta say, I know my last tirade about the man wasn't all that. I'm not saying that I'm not happy. I'm not saying that I am happy, but I am content because I did say I want him back on a team-friendly deal, right? This feels friendly to me.
Okay.
This feels friendly to me. The man covered himself with the opt-outs, right? And he kind of did something nice to the team with $75 million.
I think he did. Well, first off, you owe him an apology. I said I wanted him back, okay? I called it. I said I wanted him back. So I covered myself. But more than anything, I like the fact that I feel he took a type of deal where he's going to prove himself. I think maybe he wanted the 20+ million, for 5 years, 6 years, and almost really wanted to give it to him because we're like, how you said, you got hurt, you jumped out of bed and hurt yourself, and he's probably thinking the same thing. Like, you know what? Maybe it was undisclosed, whatever happened, but he just didn't want to say it, or who knows? I don't know what happens behind the line. So I think the first year is more of a, let me go out there, prove myself, show everyone that I am this ace, and I have a $28 million player option, which is good. Yeah. And at that point, the Padres can either say, hey, if you pitch good enough, we can give you the, 28 mil, or we could just buy out your contract for 5.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, okay. And if we keep him, then we're going to probably pay him the next one, right? Or if he actually goes out there and throws out Paul Skeens numbers, he's probably going to be like, hey, I don't want this. I want a lot more. So
most definitely. I think most definitely he's going to go out there and pitch for his bag. He saw what happened with Dylan Cease. Knowing Dylan Cease wasn't the best, but I guess what Dylan Cease did have was he didn't get hurt and he played the whole season.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So no matter what, Cease went out there and he did what he had to do. You know what I mean? Regardless if it was good or not, but he had the reliability, and he was ready to go. So and King tested free agency and he FAFO. You know what I mean? And now he's back with us. And I'm not saying that we're
great.
We're like the crappy deal, or he has no choice but to come to us, because I'm sure he did have other offers, but not as high as he wanted them to go.
So we're not the fallback guy.
I hope not. I really hope not. I hope that we're the team that he wants to be with. I know that he knows he has to prove it. There's no other way that this contract says anything else.
Yeah.
He's going out there. He's going to prove it, and he's going to want to get that back. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. If he goes out there and gets us 10 wins, you know what I mean?
That's it?
Well, I mean, okay, what, 15?
At least.
15 wins?
At least.
I mean, wow, that's okay. If he goes out there and gets us 15 wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can go out there and test the market again.
Yeah.
And maybe he will get that bag, and we'll get the rest, we'll take our money back, which is fine. I'm not gonna, bang on him for that or down him for that. This is why he's doing this contract. That's what this contract says. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove to everybody that I am the guy who I am.
Yeah, the haters.
He's gonna prove me wrong. The haters, you know what I mean? And give us those 15 wins. So I like the contract.
Yeah,
it's friendly to me, so I'll take it. Thank you for coming back, Mr. King. I owe you an apology. I'm very, very sorry. I wish you the best of luck. You're back in San Diego.
That's right. The King is back. Like I told you last time, I was happy. I was like, yeah, I want him to come back. I was explaining. I kept telling you, I believe in him. I think he's got the stuff. And that's why I say 15. For this kind of money, you ain't a 10-win guy. 10-win guy to me is like a basic number 3 starter, 4 starter, someone that he's just out there and he wins here, he wins. You're gonna have 30 starts. I expect him to have 30 starts, right?
Okay.
10 wins is that you win 1 out of 3. No, you get what I mean? You need to have at least 50%, and that's basic, because you're telling me that in 15 starts you're gonna get scored enough, unless our offense is just horrible, which I doubt it. But we can always go back.
We'll get
that
into
one.
that.
We'll get into that one.
Another episode.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
we've
at 15 wins, you have to at least win half of your games, right?
yeah, well,
You have to.
absolutely.
So to me, I'm excited. I think he's going to come in. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. I think he's probably heard noise behind, or something. People saying maybe he's not tough enough, reliable enough. Gets hurt falling out of bed. Like sorry, I'm just gonna mess with you now.
You're not gonna let this go, right?
No, not for a while. Hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me.
Yeah, right.
That's a whole knock on wood way. Actually, knock on wood is that you want it to happen.
Yeah.
Not knock on wood.
No knock on wood. Exactly.
But
exactly.
I genuinely think he's gonna come out and he's gonna prove to everyone that yes, look, to all the teams that said no to me or maybe didn't talk to me or maybe didn't want to give me this money, like you screwed yourselves.
Exactly. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to come back. He's going to come out hair on fire and he's going to be pitching, gems out there. He's going to put out clinics. You know what I mean? And I believe it. He does have a chip on his shoulder. He does have something to prove and he's going to prove it. I think this first year. Because we don't know what's going to happen in 27 anymore.
Yes.
And we don't know what's after 27, 28's going to bring.
Yeah.
So I think this 26, he's going to go out there and he's just going to start carving up teams all day.
To me, and this is like the super fan, I guess. This is all fan speaking, okay?
Right. Okay.
Let's not go into. I don't want to get into the complete stats and this and that, but just as a pure fan, I feel like. If he comes out and pitches the way we want him to pitch and the way that we think he's, his mindset is at, where he's going to have something to prove, this could potentially be the kind of player that will fire everyone up because you'll have him coming in saying, I got something to prove. You'll have Musgrove saying, I got something to prove. I'm coming back from Tommy John surgery. These guys are competitive. You think Pavetta's going to be like, well, I was the ace. Like, I'm not going to let you guys, walk all over me. Now that, Cease's gone, like, I'm number one. Like, I'm the ace now. Like, I'm not going to let King and Musgrove come in and, friendly competition to see who's the one that's better.
That's the best right there between themselves.
Yes. And then think about that. Think whoever's going to be our 4 and 5. We can get into that later. And then think about our actual offense. They see these guys going out there throwing dimes, pitching 6, 7 innings, going deep in the game and just striking out people and giving us at least 7, 8 strikeouts per against the fan. Tell me that you're not going to be excited to go out there as a player. Machado will step up, step up. Everyone's going to step up and say, you know what, let's do it. And again, as a fan, I'm looking at I think we're going to have a really good year. And I'm still going to stick to it that we are going to be raising that banner.
I hope you're right. I know you're right. I think we're only still a couple of pieces away. It's not as dire as it's made out to seem with the Padres. The thing with the Padres is that, we can have top tier players and we still can't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
But I think that there's something different and it's very cliche because it's being said every year. There's something different about this team. There's something different about this team. Well, this team really does have that difference. Like you said, Michael King has that chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Musgrove is coming back from Tommy John. You know what I mean? Pavetta is going to be like, hey, I'm A1 here. You know what I mean? You guys got to come take it from me. So there is going to be that friendly competition, and I think it's going to be a great thing, and I think it's going to drive the pitchers, and then it's going to drive the infield, outfield guys, and they're going to see them out there with the effort and with the grunting and with the throwing and with the breaking balls and all that. Machado, he praises them all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's a great curveball. That was a nice slider. Hey, man, you're doing awesome out there, which will drive the rest of the team. I'm almost positive you don't need to, do too much to Jackson Merrill. You know what I mean? That guy's always out there. He's 110% every single game. He's a kid having fun out there.
Yes.
So that's always that's a great thing. So there is a lot for us, and there's a lot of positivity for the Padres. It's just that we just gotta bring it together. You know what I mean? And we gotta have that right combination. You know, and every once in a while, let the ball bounce our way, bro. We got the banner. We can get the banner. I'm not. It's not beyond us. It's not beyond us.
It's not. Get hot at the right time. That's all that matters, and we will be on fire out there in October, winning. And like how you said before, it's like Some of these other teams got to look at the ball bounce our way. Hey, it's time for the baseball gods to shine on us and have the ball bounce our way, right?
Please, please, and it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen, and we just have to continue to be a little patient. I know that I'm an impatient dude, and I know that I'm very what the heck, I want accountability right then and there. I know that I have to, give these guys a little bit of leeway and give them guys a little bit of rope and see what they do. I know last season we started out and hot. I mean, we were on fire, man. We came out just mashing, and I think that's what shoved us into the postseason. The beginning of the first 14 games, was awesome. So I think we need something similar, but just kind of spread it out a little bit. It will be fine. I think we'll be fine.
I think so too. And leading to that, you got Michael King. Yes, now we got our pitching set up. Like I look at it at this point, I say, hey, now we got King, we got Pivetta, we got Musgrove. To fill in the last ones, I mean, that's 1, 2, 3 in the playoffs is all you really need, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, we also have Randy Vasquez, Matt Waldron, he's pitched before. Yeah. JP Sears now, he's all right. And then I started looking, you see that guy, Tristan McKenzie, that they picked up, right?
Right, so okay.
You look at him, you're like, who is this guy? So he has played for 6 years, technically. And he's actually started 80 games out of 88. So he was a starter at one point. Now he doesn't have the best record. I mean, the guy was 21 and 29. Like that's his career record. Again, 6 years playing. He's not a world beater, but you can say, hey, it's this guy. If they put him in, if he wins his spot, because they got him for a minor league deal, like, hey, he can come in and fill in a number 5 spot, potentially even a 6 piece, right? But the guy has a 4.07 ERA career. I'm like, okay, it's like. You don't want the back end. The back end is never going to be like aces, right? Your back end is just, and a 4.07 at the back end is not horrible. The guy's got 462 Ks, like 180 walks. He has a 1.15 whip,
not bad.
And 442 innings. So he struck out more people than innings pitched at this point. His best season, though, was in 2022. He went 11-11, but he had a 2.96 ERA in 30 starts. Wow. He pitched 191 innings that year, 190 Ks, almost the same, and his whip was .95. He only had 44 walks. So I'm like, that was 3 years ago going on 4. This kid, had a few years that he started. Last year, he didn't really start. I think he started last year, if I recall correctly. But I'm like, that guy can fill in a good number 5, potentially even a number 6 spot if they go with 6 starters.
6. I mean, Niebla, I think he's a wizard. That guy can turn any mediocre pitcher into a really good pitcher.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So this guy McKenzie sounds like he has a little bit of teeth to him. So throw him out there, give him a couple chances.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and see what happens. I'm also having a little bit of faith in JP Sears. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you know what it is. He's going to be working with Niebla, man, and he had some stuff with Oakland. Mm-hmm. He had some stuff with Oakland, So him coming to San Diego, him working with Niebla, I think they're out there now, right? I think they're starting to talk and hey, because I saw Craig Stammen. He was in Ohio out there at a hockey game or something.
All right,
and he was like, they were like, hey, so. What's going on here? Yeah, Niebla's out there talking to the pitchers right now, and yeah, we're getting ready. We're gonna have a great season. The typical,
the basic,
the typical stuff. So I'm having faith in JP Sears.
Okay.
This guy McKenzie. Let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? And we still got a couple. We got a couple infielders now. Jose Miranda and Sung Mun Song, sir. Please forgive me. I'm going to mess up your name every single time. I'm going to just call you Mr. Song because I do not want to butcher your name. I apologize in advance, sir.
You know what? That's why I started with the picture. I'm Mexican. I can't, Sung Moon. I think it's Sung Moon. I think. You know what? I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Sung Moon Song. I know Song. All right.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Song.
I'm just gonna call him. Yeah, Mr. Song.
Mr. Song.
You know what? I like that pickup. And this is one of those things, last time I was bashing on AJ, right? Remember I
Right.
came
Yeah.
I was like, he ain't doing nothing in this
Right.
that
Right.
we
Right.
deserve this. And I this is one of those things where, remember prior to that I was defending him,
Right.
and yes, everyone's gonna be like, oh man, I'm like a freaking roller coaster here. I'm a fan, okay, people. Like,
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I look at the pure black and white, and I also look at it as a fan. Like, I want to win.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so that's why I won't flip, but I will be upset.
Of course. Of course.
But I was like, I had never even heard of this kid. Like, no joke. I had not heard about him at all. And looking into him, I was like, okay, so I mean, he's 29 years old. He throws right, but he bats left. He's a lefty.
I heard that. I'm like, that's pretty. You got to be pretty smart to be doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, he's pretty consistent. The last 2 years, I mean, 2024, he batted .340 with a .927 OPS. The kid had 29 doubles, 4 triples, 19 home runs, 104 RBIs, stole 21 bases.
Not
right?
mad. Not
Then
mad.
last year, he batted .315 with a .917 OPS, pretty much very similar. 37 doubles, 4 triples again, 26 home runs, got 90 RBIs and 25 steals. He's gotten 46 out of 48, 46 steals out of 48 attempts the last 2 years.
Very nice.
Plays the infield.
Very nice.
Third base, second base, can potentially play first. Here's my quick take before I let you go on this guy.
Okay.
I think he is a Ha-Seong Kim.
I think you're right. With a little bit more pop, with a little bit more speed. Ha-Seong Kim wasn't a base stealer. You know what I mean? And I don't think Ha-Seong Kim came all the way to first base. I think he was second base, third base, and shortstop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was really good at it.
Yes.
He was really, really good at it. This guy, Mr. Song, I believe, and on this one, guys, don't quote me. He had the equivalent of the Gold Glove and the KBO for infield play. So I don't quote me though. I still have to search that one up, but I did hear something like to that effect. So I figure he's gonna be MLB league ready to play the outfield, right? To play the infield. I'm sorry, but he's gonna take a minute to catch his bat speed to get to start seeing MLB league type pitches. So I'm gonna give him the 2 years because it's a 4-year deal?
3.
It's a 3-year deal. Okay, I thought so it's a 3-year deal. I'll give him the first couple seasons. Get used to it. Maybe a season and a half.
Yeah.
And then after that, man, after the All-Star break for next year, bro, you should be ready to go.
He Ha-Seong Kim took about a year and a half, right, to catch up.
Right. Yeah.
So the kid's he's been playing for 9 years in the KBO. So I'm like, okay, I think he'll be fine. Like, he missed 2020 and 2021 because he had to do his military service too.
Guy's sharp. He's a sharp dude.
I mean, yeah, he's got 51 steals in his 9 seasons. Again, take away that, most of the steals have been the last 2 seasons. So you go, okay, kids, I like this kid. And again, I'm like, where did he find him? I was looking at the Japanese players, obviously, and I'm over here like, oh, I want this guy, Murakami, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I'm like, Mr. Song, like,
yeah. Huh. I'm telling you, AJ stays cooking, bro, and he uses all 4 burners at the same time. He's in the KBO, he's in the Japanese league. My guy's in the Dominican. He's everywhere, bro. AJ is just, and I think, and we were talking about his contract and what can happen with,
yes.
And one of the big factors is stuff like this. When he gets pickups like this, that make him really good. Because who else knew? But I mean, if anything, we can use him for a pinch runner, and we're almost guaranteed a stolen base. You know what I mean? We're almost guaranteed getting out of that double play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To end the inning. You know what I mean? So that alone, that helps. That helps to win the game. Put him in at the 9th inning. Take off to second base, man. Get us out of this double play probability. So those are the things that AJ does that make me want to say, God, we no World Series, but the guy can cook. But still, the World Series is, it's always going to be, the end result that we want.
Yeah.
But this is what makes it hard to get rid of him because he's going to go do this somewhere else.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? And we don't want that. We absolutely don't want that.
Now, here comes the cynical part of me. Love the free agent pickups with this come. Now, I go, okay. Again, Tristan McKenzie, minor league deal. We don't even know if he'll make the team. We wouldn't even know if he'll make. When I mean the teams, the show, right?
Right.
He's played, but it's like, it's going to be worth it, right? Jose Miranda, the guy's 4 years. He's only got 28 home runs total, 263 batting average, 310 OBP, 409 slugging, 719 OPS in 298 games. I'm like, he's an infielder. Yeah, cool.
Right.
So it's like, all right. And then Song, you go, okay, so it's going to take him potentially. I mean, this is, again, being cynical, being more like, I don't want to say realistic because I don't know. We don't know. We don't have a ball. But it's, I guess the probability will be probably higher that he won't be, when he comes into the majors, he's going to be catching up to everything's going to be ready to play. He's going to be a beast, right? So the cynical part of me goes, let's say it doesn't really work out and he's not that great, right? Or I look at it as if he does make the team and everything's good, what position is going to be a starter? He's going to be coming off the bench. If we put him as a starter, he's going to second. He's going to first. And if he goes to second, obviously Cron's going to go to first. And if we don't need to pick up anyone. Or if he goes to first, Cron will be in second. But it's like, what does that do for the rest of our free agent, market at this point? Are we done? Are we going to pick up anyone? Like, you kind of look at it, right?
I absolutely agree. I believe that what you said, first of all, if he goes to second base, Mr. Song goes to second base, Crony goes to first, and if Crony goes to, and if Mr. Song goes to first, Crony goes to second.
Yeah,
I believe, and I believe it should be this way: Crony to first, Song to second, because there's you have to be pretty agile at second base. You know what I mean? But not so much agile like a shortstop.
No,
you know what I mean? So get him, get his feet wet at second base. Get him moving around. Get him, seeing that 118 off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In the show, right? And getting used to that. And just getting his feet wet little by little, and then bringing him in. Now, as far as us being done, I don't think we're done. We still, I don't believe that this is those big moves that AJ Preller promised to, or not, didn't promise, was said to make. He was said to make this big splash. You just mentioned that McLean, or what was Nolan McLean is untouchable now,
according to the Mets.
The Mets have said that he's untouchable. Fine, and why would you make him touchable? Why would you even consider him in trade? It's just if he's that good, and he is right. Why would you want to put him out there? So I don't know if that trade with Preller that was being said, this is going to pale in comparison to the last two and whatnot. If it's still going to go down, do we still need to fill in some holes? Absolutely. I think O'Hearn is still one of the pickups we should make.
Yes.
I think it's one of those pickups we need to make. And believe it or not, Julio Iglesias, Mr. OMG. He played excellent third base. When Machado needed to take a day off, man.
Yeah.
We put in Iglesias there. My guy didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss a beat. You know what I mean? And I like him. Now, with the bat is a different story. With the bat's a different story. But with the glove, man, I mean, why not?
Have Sung now. Yeah, Mr. Sung.
Now we have Mr. Sung. Now we have Mr. Sung. You know what I mean? But do we want to put him at third base where he's not going to play? Because Machado doesn't miss very much. He'll miss like 1-2 games. And that's extreme. You know what I mean? For Machado, he hasn't missed much. Even when he rolled his ankle that one time, maybe 3 years back, was it?
Yeah.
When he rolled his ankle, he was chomping at the bit to come back.
Yeah.
And he came back a little earlier, and that whole fiasco. But he doesn't miss. So he's gonna play, the second, maybe even shortstop. But third base, Leave
Mr.
that to,
Song is a third baseman, though.
well,
That is his actual position. He can play second and first, but his position is third. So I think he covers Iglesias. I get what you're saying, and I
right,
understand
right.
where you're coming from. But to me, I look here and I'm like, if we already have Mr. Song now, if Jose Iglesias was like a 30 home run type of guy or something like that, I would say, you know what, yeah, because we could put him in as a DH or something, right? But to make him a defensive player, I mean, if Mr. Song is as good defensively as you said you read, then obviously I think this kid will translate well, because I mean, again, we saw Hassan Kim. That
Right.
is the closest to, we brought in the Korean. He was a monster, on the field. I miss him.
I do. I
Um,
miss him too. And his deal, man. I mean, wow. Anyways,
I
go ahead.
agree with O'Hearn. I think that fills the gap in first base. You can leave Cronin second. You can have Mr. Song come in as a pinch hitter, a pinch runner, as he, catches up to his
Right,
batting.
right.
I say about 500. Usually, say about 500 at bats. He's probably not gonna get 500 at bats in a season unless he's a starter.
No.
So you give him 2 years, like how you said.
Mhm.
Next year, All-Star break, he should be up to like 500 at bats. By then, we
Yeah.
will see if he can actually catch up to major league, speed. Who I would kind of say would jump in here? And again, I'm not saying we need him now because we have Mr. Song, but someone like like Iglesias is Adam Frazier.
Oh.
We had him before, and that experiment failed. But I think that experiment failed because we were planning to get rid of Hosmer and wanted to have him be like our starting second baseman, and that didn't work because Hosmer didn't leave. But if you bring in Frazier, the guy's still a good contact hitter. You can still have him bat somewhere near the bottom of the order, but put him in second base, move Cron to first, and that does fill that hole technically. And you can still have Mr. Song be someone that comes in to fill like pinch hitting duties and all that stuff, or pinch running duties. So to me, I look at that can fill a hole, an everyday hole,
Right.
technically. And I think he is very close to Iglesias. So I'm like, I guess I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot on that one.
No, I mean, and we don't know. The Padres just might go out there and put Song out there at second base, spring training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like, hey, go to work. You know what I mean? Catch up. You know what I mean? We brought you here for this reason. Catch up. And
Yeah.
and then you're going to play some at second. You're going to play some at first. You might even get to third base. But there's just a lot of possibility. And I believe that AJ's not done.
Okay.
Well, he shouldn't be done anyways. But it's not going to be that blockbuster, explosive trade that was being said before with, oh my God, it's going to pale in comparison, because I mean, I hope it's not, like I said, I hope it's not King and Mr. Song and, Miranda and McKenzie and these guys. I hope, we bring in, a couple of topper, upper level players, veteran players and help us out, man. We'll see what happens with that.
I saw a name out there that's still available, at least as of today. Max Kepler.
Wow.
He can play the outfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can.
Like, he played for Philly. The guy actually played 127 games last year. Okay. He had 18 home runs. He's hit 24 before. He's gone up to 36 when he was in Minnesota. So the kid he has some kind of pop. He batted 216 last year, which you go, oh man, that's horrible, right? But his OBP was 300. So, I mean, he was getting on base. His slugging was 391. And again, this is not like we have an outfield. I'm just trying to plug holes, right? And if this kid, prior to that, he was batting 253. Prior to that, he was batting 260. So you go, okay. Even last year, which he had a very bad average year, he still hit 18 home runs.
I mean, for a fill-in guy,
So you know what I mean? Like, that's someone that you can say he can be a DH to cover for Mr. Gavin Sheets. He could be someone that if Laureano needs a day off, well, hey, let's put him in. Now that's, he's a lefty. Now you can say, oh, well, we have to, Gavin Sheets is a lefty, already have too many lefties. But I'm just saying, like, someone that we can throw in there and he's still available.
I forgot about Laureano, to be honest. I forgot he was on our team. That's a dude. You just made my day, dude.
Yes, we have one.
You just made my day, dude. I forgot we had Laureano. Dude, we're pretty much our outfield's pretty good.
Yeah.
Our outfield's really good. Look, I think we do need to get some depth to the team. I think Mr. Song does that.
Yeah.
I believe that the guys that we have in place, even Gavin Sheets can go out there and play first base. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And give a break, to Cronenworth. Put Gavin Sheets out at first base, Mr. Song at second. Give Mr. Song a break. Put Cronenworth on second base. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of moving pieces that we can work with as is. But there's always room for depth. There's always room for another guy to say, hey, come on in. You can help us out here. You can help us out there. It's not going to plug a hole that we have, but he is going to help take some, give some guys a couple of days off or a day off,
No, yeah, I get you.
Well rested, keep us rested, the whole season because, I'm starting to learn, these seasons are long, hard seasons,
Yes.
And it's not just, getting to it's not just playing the game, it's getting to the field. So one day you're playing in Toronto, the next day you got to fly out to Florida. That's not no easy task, bro. You know what I mean? And even though they're doing it in private planes and whatnot, and they're going directly to their flight,
yeah,
you still got to sit there for the 6-7 hours. You know what I mean? And it's uncomfortable. And I mean, I can imagine. I don't think each one of them gets like a jet, where they can sprawl out, bro, and eat caviar on the way to Miami.
For real?
But, I mean, I hope it's like that, but I don't think so. So, yeah, it's a long season, so we do need some depth. And I think, that's the next step. The pitchers, maybe we get one, maybe two more pitchers. You know what I mean? I want, there's some names out there still.
There are some names out there.
Ranger Suarez is still out there.
Are you going to pay him, though? Because you already paid King. Are you going to pay him, too?
Mr. Suarez is, he's probably playing the waiting game, too. Like King did.
He wants a $30 million a year. He's looking at seats like, I want that kind of money.
Bro, come on.
I'm just telling you what
I know what he wants. But is he messing around and is he finding out? Because I mean, the ones that are going to compete, the teams that are going to compete, there's never enough pitching, right?
Never.
There's never enough pitching. But the teams that are competing that are like really good, like Toronto,
yeah,
like the Dodgers, like the Mets. Well, maybe the Mets need some pitching, but I mean, if it was that dire for all these teams, why is he still out there? Because he wants 30 minutes. Somebody would pay him, right?
I'm pretty sure there's someone who will pay him,
but
it's a team that wants to pay him. Does he want to go to that city? That's
okay. I mean,
the Chicago White Sox may want to pay him. Do you want to go play for Chicago?
Do you want to get paid? Because what if nobody else is offering that? What if the Dodgers aren't offering that? What if the Padres aren't offering that? What if Toronto? You know what I mean? Even the Giants, who are starting to get into the mix now.
Yeah.
The Orioles, who are starting to get into the mix now. They're saying, hey, man, we might need a pitcher. Ranger Suarez, we'll give you 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rangers like, no. Well, it's going to be close to spring training tier. You know what I mean? It's going to be close to pitchers and catchers reporting. You know what I mean? Are you going to wait that long to get to a team, to kind of get into that team culture, to kind of, start palling around with the guys? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, that's important too.
No, it is.
Camaraderie is important too. So I'm just saying, don't mess around and find out. If you can get on the squad, get out there. And I think Preller should take advantage of this. I don't know if Ranger Suarez is a Boris guy.
Yeah.
If he is, then you know what, we might as well just stop singing this song.
Oh yeah, of course. I just walk away.
But look at Kyle Tucker.
But
Kyle
we
Tucker
don't need him.
No, I'm not saying we need him.
Okay.
I'm not saying we don't need him.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, like, for example, we need pitchers, right? There's need for outfielders with the contenders. There's need. The Dodgers need an outfielder, bro. Really bad. They're gonna get rid of Teoscar. You know what I mean? Well, they're gonna throw Tommy Edman back out there. You know what I mean? Who are they gonna throw out there? They need a Kyle Tucker. But are they going to want to pay Kyle? I know they can, and they got all the money in the world and blah, blah, blah. But I think Kyle Tucker is messing around, and he's finding out as well. Because remember, I told you, he didn't impress me too much until the playoffs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But and he's still out there, dude. And he's one of the premier, quote unquote guys.
I think to cut you off on that one, if you want pitchers, I still rather go for Zach Littell. Zach Littell is still out there. I think we don't need an ace anymore. We don't need a number 2 anymore. Hell, we don't even need a number 3 anymore. Now we're just, to me, I'm looking at, we need a 4-5. And if we can have someone that is a potential 2 or a 3, even a 1, pitching 4 and 5, like that goes, there's depth and then there is depth. You get what I mean?
No, yeah, I get it.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And in the playoffs, we still haven't talked about our bullpen, and we're not gonna, because that's set.
Oh yeah,
our bullpen's set, but that is a factor in pitching, So let's say, Musgrove, gets a little sore towards the third inning. Hey, bro, you're up. 4 guys right there can cover 7 innings. You know what I mean? So, our bullpen is still, a big part of, of our pitching depth. But I'm just saying, and this is just me, I'm not no freaking baseball genius. Let me make that very clear. I'm not a baseball genius, but if it was me, bro, and the competitors are getting set, and they're like, okay, I got my guy here, I got my guy there, and I'm seeing that they're filling their holes, and I'm out there, holding my empty bag, right? I'm gonna hurry up and sign.
Okay.
And maybe a shorter Michael King type deal. Hey, man, I'll play for you, 5 years. After the third year, I might opt out. You know what I mean? You maybe test the market again. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that might work if you get like a 3-year deal type thing.
Mm-hmm, right.
But I think the only way you can make that work, personally, is if you sign someone to like a 5-year deal and say you have a player option maybe like after 3 years, 2-3 years. Now, again, how we started, Michael King was kind of like an exception because we feel, at least this is what we think, and it's kind of like, if you look at it, it makes sense. The pieces, puzzle pieces make sense with that one.
Right.
That probably no one wanted to take him because they were still kind of like, well, it's a first year type, he got hurt, blah blah blah. Second year, he got hurt, so it's like, do we risk you coming in for this much money? And this is probably his like, well, here we go.
Right.
Ranger Suarez isn't in that position. There's a lot of pitchers out there that are not in that position. So, a lot of these guys would probably want like a big deal. And if we're the Padres and maybe they don't want to spend that kind of money right now on like a bigger name,
right?
You can try to work out how about a 2, like a 5-year deal, which gives you length, which gives you security as a player,
right?
And then say maybe after 3 years you get a player option with maybe a buyout as well.
Okay.
But instead of like a $5 million buyout, like a $10 million, even though it's still steep,
right.
But it's better than paying someone $30 million, especially if they're not living up to that contract, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, these are just things to me, and it should, to me, they reflect on Michael King. I think he really tested it, and I think he really found out, and and again, I hope he goes out there and he just carves. I do. I hope. You know what I mean? I hope he brings us, those 15 wins, 15 to 17 wins, right? And maybe go out there, 6-7 innings. I mean, that I'm reaching here. You know what I mean? 6-7 innings. I'm reaching, but he literally has to do that because, dude, came back from the arm injury, 2 days later, knee injury, finished the year hurt. You know what I mean? He has a lot to prove. I know he has that resume. that I'm Michael King and I can throw. All right, bro, you can, but can you throw for a season? Can you get us into the, can you slide into the playoffs with us? You know what I mean?
You know what? He is not gonna invite you for his next bobblehead. Okay,
I don't get a bobblehead,
You're
bro?
not gonna get a bobblehead. And if you get it, like, no, you haven't earned it right now. You
Mr.
have
King,
not
can-
earned that bobblehead yet.
I'm gonna be like, can you sign my bobblehead? You're gonna be like,
Yeah, I heard you before.
a big F word, dude. A big
Like,
F word.
excuse you. I came back. I just
Yeah.
gave you,
Yeah.
195 innings this
Yeah.
year and won
Yeah.
you 18 games. You talking about 10?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guy. Sorry.
My gosh, until proven wrong, you a King hater right now.
I'm a King hater, dude. I am. And hopefully, and you know what? And I will be a believer by the All-Star break, I'm sure.
All right, at least as long as you know. Now, I'll throw this out just for funs now. If you get one free agent, we could just pick anyone. Let's say money's not an option. Who would you pick right now as your free agent?
Oh man.
And why?
God, who's out there that is going to help us tremendously? It would have to be a pitcher to me,
Okay.
because I mean, I'm liking Ranger Suarez, dude.
Ranger Suarez, why?
I'm liking he has longevity. What did he do last season? 167 innings.
Something like that.
167 innings. You know what I mean? And they were solid innings.
Yeah.
That I don't know what his win loss record was, but I mean, he isn't bad. And to boot, he's going to be working with Ruben Niebla.
Okay.
And Yu Darvish is also going to be out there, giving his input. You know what I mean? Even though he's going to he's rehabbing his elbow, he's still going to be out there giving input to these guys, So he's going to come to a good situation. If it was going to happen, he would come to a good situation here in San Diego, and he would help us out a lot. I'm good with with Ranger Suarez.
I have a name that we haven't even brought up, and it is to me the biggest need personally at this point. I would go for JT Realmuto, catcher.
Wow, you're right. We need a cat. Well, no.
Really? You think Freddie Fermin and Campusano is gonna be
not Campusano?
That's
not
our catchers right now.
No, not I'm.
So if I was gonna pick someone, I would pick the guy that literally, can give you 14, 20-ish home runs, etc. JT Realmuto, though he's getting older. I get it. Maybe he's not like peak JT Realmuto from like 5 years ago. I was cracking like 25 home runs or something like that. But I think right now that is a good player. He's got a good arm, and he works well behind the plate. I would take JT Realmuto 100% because I think our pitching is good. I think our outfield is good. I think our depth is pretty good, and we can still keep Freddie Fermin to be like our, little backup catcher who can bunt and get a couple little hits here and there, right? But that would be my guy.
I'm not mad at Freddie Fermin.
I'm not mad
starting. I mean, it's not because even if we had JT Realmuto, them switching off, being even with the games, like he gets so many games and he gets and Realmuto gets the same amount of games as Fermin and vice versa. I wouldn't be mad with that. I think JT Realmuto would be like I guess you're right. Thinking about it, that would be a great pickup because our catching, Campusano is just to me he's dead in the water, bro. Like he's dead weight, bro.
Catching has been our Achilles heel for
how
many years?
Forever, dude. Ethan Salas can't come quick enough,
If he lives up.
Right? If he's got a bad back already. So what does a catcher need the most is a strong back, to get
nice strong core, man.
Sit back there, you know what I mean, for 9 innings, and direct the game and have that nice arm to throw with.
All right, let's not jinx the kid.
I'm just saying what you need.
I get you.
What you need to be a catcher, a bad back isn't a good thing, bro. It's not a good thing. But anyway, JT Realmuto is a good pick. It's a good pick.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens at that point.
Absolutely.
I think we're pretty good with that. What do you think?
I think it's awesome. I think we had a good one this one.
All right.
We had a good one. Let us know what you guys think out there, man. Please drop the comment, give us a like, give us a follow, share it, word of mouth, however you guys want to do it, man. Los Fieles 619 with Luis and Alvaro. We're gonna try and get better for you guys. We're working on some stuff, to make it a better experience, viewing, listening experience for you guys. It's only going to get better. So spread the word, man. Los Fieles 619.
Of course, drop all the comments. We will answer them. Any topics that you guys think that we should tackle, I'm all ears. I like the challenge.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And obviously, keep it as real as we can, and we got this. So, till next time, remember, Los Fieles.
Los Fieles 619. Thanks for tuning in.